What's up guys, my name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is a Monday, January 6th edition of the Trojan Update. We have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about today. We're going to be talking about Ryan Karchi's new story about USC's pursuit of a GM. We picked up a big JUCO running back commit, and I also want to talk about the running back room as a whole. It's going to be very new looking in 2025. And we also have a massive offensive line visitor on campus, so stay tuned for that as well. And guys, of course, if you are enjoying the content, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Your guys' support truly means the world and really helps me out so much. Thanks as always. Now let's get into the update. All right, so you see the tweet here from Ryan Karchi. USC is planning to hire a GM for its football program in the coming weeks, I'm told. The hire at USC has been a long time in the making, with a pool of candidates that had a wide array of experience, from college to NFL front offices. He goes on to say USC hired a longtime NFL consultant with front office experience back in the early fall to help assess the football program's personnel structure and advise on where to invest. No GM hire could reasonably be made mid-season. Now, I do want to get into this article here. There are a few key points that I want to highlight. And again, this is from Ryan Karchi of the LA Times, and the link for this story is down in the description. But this right here is a section of the article that I want to highlight. It reads, whomever USC chooses for the position, what's still unclear is how that person will work with Riley, who to this point has been in total control of almost every aspect of his program, including being the final arbiter in all personnel decisions. Riley has previously kept a pretty close circle on such matters. He and Emmerich had known each other for years through Mike Leach before Emmerich became his general manager. This next hire won't be dictated by Riley, but the relationship between the coach and his new general manager will be crucial as the pressure ramps up on Riley ahead of his fourth season. Okay, so that's obviously the biggest part of this right there. He says this next hire won't be dictated by Riley. And with that being said, I am very happy to hear that. In Lincoln's 3 full years at USC, what have we learned? He is a control freak that is loyal to a fault. We saw it with Alex Grinch, and we're still seeing it to this day with Dave Emmerich. I put a video out about Dave Emmerich and House of Victory and predictably caught a ton of flack for it, but every single thing I said in that video turned out to be 100% true. So the fact that presumably Jen Cohen is the one forcing a GM hire on Lincoln, I think that's a very good thing, if that in fact is what's happening. Because I'll come out and say it, I do not trust Lincoln Riley when it comes to talent evaluation. He's had way too many major swings and misses. Definitely don't think he's a championship level talent evaluator. We need someone else in the room who is a talent evaluator and a roster builder. Someone who has done it before at the NFL level. Doesn't have to be a former GM, it could be an assistant GM, maybe a head scout, someone along those lines. We need to get back to just letting Lincoln coach. He's obviously going to have a massive say in the players we do or do not target, but if we can bring in a general manager that has a good eye, has experience in negotiations, doesn't screw it up for a lack of a better term, I really think that would be as big a move as any we've made up to this point in the Lincoln Riley era. Why I think it has to be and is going to be an NFL person? First off, LA is a pro town. Pete was an NFL guy. Lincoln Riley feels very NFL. He's all X's and O's, all ball. He doesn't want to schmooze with donors for 3 hours. DeAnton Lynn is obviously an NFL guy, Coach Henney as well. Building this program and marketing it as an NFL comparable operation is clearly the way to go in my opinion. You want to come to USC, you're being handpicked by an NFL level GM, playing for the best offensive mind in the sport and playing for an elite NFL style defensive coordinator. And not only is it a good angle to take for selling your program, but you also won't have a borderline incompetent pretend GM running your negotiations. It will really make the whole operation change. We're going to appear like a much more serious program when we're talking to these potential recruits. Going from Dave Emmerich to an NFL guy, that's a big difference. And again, let's talk about Jen Cohen for a minute here. I have been defending Jen Cohen now for over a year. In my opinion, she gets wrongly attacked when she has nothing to do with a lot of the problems around the football program. She didn't hire Lincoln Riley. She didn't hire Alex Grinch. She's come into the program. And yeah, is our NIL elite? I don't think so. Has it gotten better since she's shown up? 100%. And now you see her being aggressive, if the article is true, almost forcing a GM hire on Lincoln Riley, which he desperately needs. I think she's doing a fantastic job. And with moves like this being made, it really feels like the pressure is being turned up on Lincoln. Rightfully so. In my opinion, if he doesn't win more than 9 games next year, he should be gone 100%. I know it's not going to work like that because of the money and all that. But for me and my faith in him, whatever that's worth, he has 1 more year to show that he's the guy, and I am going to be 100% out if it doesn't go according to plan. Now, I know I'm actually in the minority there because a lot of you are completely out on Lincoln Riley, and I totally understand that. I totally get it. Again, I am going to give him one more year to pull this thing together. And obviously nailing this GM hire would be a fantastic start. You wish this could have happened a little bit ago. If it is going to be an NFL guy, that does explain the holdup. And guys, let me tell you, that spring portal window is going to be the most important window we've had at USC since Lincoln Riley's been here. That's going to be where we make it or break it. That's going to be where we have to plug holes. We're going to have a GM. Hopefully we don't go like 4 for 30 on guys visiting and then committing. This has been a really, really rough cycle for us. But with a solid GM in place, we absolutely have a chance to nail that window. And obviously hope we do so because we need a big infusion of talent onto this roster. All right, next up, we head to the transfer portal where USC got a big commit from JUCO running back Wayman Jordan. This is the #1 JUCO running back in the country. This guy's really a do-it-all kind of back. Not that big as a receiver. I'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. But the vision, the explosion, the power, the pass blocking, this guy really has it all. He's not a guy you have to take out on 3rd downs. He's not a guy that can't run it on 2nd and 1. This is an all situations kind of guy. And he's also a guy you can trust in pass protection. That's a massive, massive deal. And you never really know how a guy is going to translate from JUCO ball to a school like USC in the Big Ten. But with running backs, I'd say it's pretty easy to spot talent. And this guy has it and then some. So the question is, what is the running back rotation going to look like? Because now we have Wayman Jordan, Eli Sanders, Brian Jackson, and Marion Peterson. And then you obviously got Riley Wormley and Harry Dalton coming in as true freshmen. So there is a ton of guys in this room. Wayman Jordan seems like he's coming into play. Just the talent level, the kind of schools that were after him that had playing time available. Seems like he's going to be a big factor for us. You don't bring in a guy like Eli Sanders from New Mexico that has a bunch of offers, has a bunch of playing time options. You just don't offer that guy if you're not going to play him. He's a big time athlete, not the best pass blocker, not a power back, but definitely a change of pace scat back for us. And then we saw Brian Jackson in the bowl game, who I thought looked phenomenal. The vision, the power, not an explosive guy by any means, but that's not what he's going to be asked to do. So those are 3 guys that pretty much have to be on the field in my opinion. Does that mean we're going to lose a guy like Marion Peterson? Is Brian Jackson maybe going to think about testing the spring portal window? I actually think Brian Jackson is going to stay, and I'll tell you why. I think we're going to have a big offensive shift this year. I really do. If Jaden Maiava is your quarterback and you want to maximize him, what is the best way to do that? It's not to have him throw 40 or 50 times a game. It's to have him throw 22 to 25 times a game and run the hell out of the football. I don't think Lincoln Riley is all of a sudden going to turn into a West Coast kind of play caller. But what I do think is I think we're going to be run first. I think we're going to run it a lot. And I think we're going to set up and build everything in this offense off of play action. Because if there's one thing that Jaden Maiava is excellent at, it's sitting in a clean pocket and launching a rocket downfield that is on the money. So if we can build a dynamic and productive run game with these 3 backs, all getting a pretty good amount of carries, of course, we all know what's going to happen. Those safeties are going to creep down. Those corners' eyes are going to start slipping into the backfield. And what's going to happen is you're going to have Mekhi Lemon one-on-one downfield. You'll have Jacoby Lane breaking a post across the middle of the quarterback's face. And because of the run threat, those guys are going to be one-on-one. They're going to be open. If we have Lemon and Lane one-on-one with the majority of Big Ten cornerbacks, I'm going to take our guys each and every time. So to me, that seems like the winning formula here. Now, I know a lot of you are rolling your eyes. You'll believe it when you see it when it comes to Lincoln Riley and running the football. But to me, this just makes a ton of sense. I think it fits what Jaden Maiava's skill set is. And when you have 3 very quality running backs like we now do, man, that really just opens up a bunch of opportunities for you. So really hope we see that because I think that could be an absolute game changer for this USC offense. All right, and to close out, USC is getting a massive visit today from former Syracuse center Je'Onre Reed. I'm sure I screwed that name up, my apologies. But Big General, as he's called, is 6'3", 316 pounds from Houston, Texas. And again, he plays center. If you've been a fan of this channel for any amount of time, you know the value I put on that position. Every year I say it, in the portal, I want a guy that has played center at a high level. And that's exactly what this guy has done. 68.3 pass blocking grade on the year. That's solid enough. But more than anything, the important part is that he has more than 1,500 career snaps at Syracuse at the center position. That means everything. There's so much value to that. We've seen non-traditional centers playing center for the last 2 years at USC. While Jonah Monheim was solid this year, he was nowhere near as comfortable as he was at left tackle or at guard. And then Justin Dedich, he's doing well in the NFL now, but obviously center was not a fit for him. So to get a guy that has the size, I love Killian O'Connor, don't get me wrong, it's just a little small to play at this level. But here you're talking 6'3", 316, a very athletic guy. Not gonna have any problems in the pull game. Some pretty nice feet as well. And man, you want violence from your interior lineman, and this guy has it. He finishes people. He's very aggressive. He likes to get his hands on you. He's gonna make it a street fight. This is not an agile finesse lineman. He's looking to bury you. He's looking to embarrass you. And as a former offensive lineman myself, I absolutely love that. So this is a big one. This is one of the most important visits we've had this entire cycle. I know we've been striking out on guys lately. Let's just hope and pray that that does not happen this time. We need this guy. Really think he would be a perfect fit in this Lincoln Riley offense. But guys, that is all I have for you. Please let me know any and all thoughts you have about USC football down below in the comment section. As soon as this video goes live, I will be down there answering your guys' comments. Really appreciate you all being here tonight. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. You're all awesome. And as always, take care and fight on.